We are at the Peggy Guggenheim Foundation in the occasion of the vernissage of a great exhibition about symbolism, the mystical symbolism. So what is this mystical symbolism and the connection with the Rose+Croix?
Yes, absolutely. I'm Vivien Greene, Senior Curator from the Guggenheim Museum, and you are here learning about mystical symbolism, the Salon de Rose+Croix in Paris from 1892 to 1897. This was an exhibition that focused on a very spiritual thread of symbolism that aspired towards transcending the material world. It was against realism, it was against positivism, empiricism, it was a desire for a flight to higher truths. And the founder, a man named Joseph Péladan, was also the founder of a Rosicrucian sect, and he established this salon as a platform to promote his ideas, which were about the religion of art. Art was a vehicle through which one could transcend the physical world. But not all the artists who showed at the Salon de Rose+Croix were Rosicrucians. For many, it was a platform to exhibit their symbolist art, and it was also an opportunity to promote themselves. So what's wonderful with this particular salon is that just by showing works that were at the actual salon, it's very specific in that sense, a lot of research went into that, you see how complex the symbolist movement could actually be, and you have a wonderful lens through which to read it.
And the most important thing is even the connection with not only the symbolism that we know, but the connection with a lot of painters that we never expect, for example Mondrian, that could start from this movement.
Absolutely. Coming from the Guggenheim, where our lineage to modern art is not the Cézanne, Braque, and Picasso story of MoMA, but it is the Kandinsky, Mondrian, Kupka story, or the story of the Surrealists when you're in Venice. In fact, we know that Kandinsky and Mondrian and Kupka all were interested in theosophy, or theosophists in some sense of the word, and they all began as symbolists. And if we think of Kandinsky's great book concerning the spiritual in art, he was thinking about abstracted art as a means of transcendence. So it's very relevant for our own foundation story, but also to realize that symbolism isn't a cul-de-sac, but it too really had an important legacy for certain strains of modern art. And also with surrealism, we see André Breton, the founder of the movement, knew of Péladan, he writes about him, and that certain surrealist painters such as Max Ernst certainly looked at symbolist painting, particularly, for example, the works of Gustave Moreau, and we see mirrored in our exhibition works that are in the Peggy Guggenheim collection.
And another good relationship could be with the idea that this symbolism as a movement is not as much appreciated as, for example, the Cubism or the Surrealism itself. Maybe because of this side connecting to religious,
yes,
to this difficulty,
absolutely,
philosophy, and I don't know, something that is evanescent, quite like.
It's true. Symbolism is, when one reads the histories of art, often symbolism is a hard movement to deal with because it does have a religious side for some artists. Some of the artists who were symbolists were also more right-wing, and our narrative tends to go in the other direction. So to grapple with this more religious side is difficult. It's easier just to not deal with it at all, but in fact it is something that informs a certain part of modern art even, and if people buy the catalog for the show, the last essay actually discusses that very topic.
How did you decide which will be the paintings and the artists present in the exhibition?
That was very easy because I began with the catalogs of the Salon, which listed the artists who showed and their works, although it was quite difficult to figure out which those works were often, so it took me 2 years to locate the artworks, and I only showed works that were exhibited at the Salon. And then I also culled, obviously there was a first tier of artists and a second tier, and here we have the first tier, but my decisions and choices were validated by the press of the day. There was quite a bit of criticism, positive art criticism on the Salon de Rose+Croix, and negative, but the artists that are focused upon, those are the names that come up again and again, are the ones that I ended up settling on for the exhibition.
Thank you.
Thank you.